Guys, let's be real about the market right now. You're here to get a list of coins that could 5, 10, 20x in the next couple of months. And that's usually exactly what I do on this channel. You're going to get that exact list in this video as well. But before we get into this, guys, before we talk about this, we have to be honest about the market conditions because we have to have a come to Jesus moment, guys. We have to talk about reality right now. And we have to ask ourselves, is it reasonable to expect these type of gains in this type of market? And I have one simple answer for you. I have to be the voice of reason right now. Abso-positively. Look, guys, I know what you've been doing the last few months while I've been away. While your most woke, empty house, business advice, crypto fad advice guy with a great body who's also PG, family friendly, you know the drill. Well, I've been doing other things than leading you through the swamps of crypto like a baby kangaroo. You've been sitting around at your parents' house, stroking the pictures you have of me on your wall, hoping that I would come back. Because as we all know, you lost your entire family's net worth at Thanksgiving by telling them to buy Cardano. That's fine. You weren't watching my videos now. You are right now. You've been searching. You've been hoping that some influence will come, lead you by the take your hand from underneath the water you are under, and show you to the promised land of comical, get-rich-fast, completely reasonable gains so that you can finally pay your grandmother back for destroying her entire life by offering her and suggesting to her a portfolio that her so hard in the ass, people now call her Lana Rhodes. And you've been searching YouTube for a replacement influencer to give you calls, but you've been so disappointed because they don't have abs, they're a little flabby, and as you know, they are not nearly as woke as I am. And so, because I feel bad for you, because I pity you, I'm making a return to YouTube. And in this video, we're gonna do exactly what we always do. We're getting back to some vintage stuff. And in this video, I'm going to be going over the list of coins, the projects that in this current pump right now have a chance to deliver 5, 10, 20x gains. We're going to start with conservative, safe, bring home to mother coins. And then we will wake our way down to those coins that are dirty. They can do those 10, 20x's. So without further ado, let's get started. And like always, guys, let's start from the top with a quick little market analysis before we get into these coins. Forgive me if this video is a little bit bumpy. I haven't put sunglasses on and screamed cuckold jokes and talked about people's grandmother's buttholes on YouTube in a while. So that doesn't come natural to me. So this video might be a little bit more awkward and rough than other ones. But we're going to get back into it. We're going to get in the full swing of insulting Cardano holders' dick sizes and making fun of their failed marriages. But just give me a little bit of a warm-up video here. So, that also being said, guys, before we get going, we're going to get into all these coins, we're getting all this stuff, but we got to talk about the market right now. And as always, I'm not always making YouTube videos, so follow me at ZSS Becker, because if you're looking for projects to get into, my thoughts on the market a lot earlier, I'm on Twitter all the time. I'm not always on YouTube, and you're going to see stuff a lot sooner there. So, that being said, let's begin. What I want to talk about is the current market and actually recap the strategy that I'm going to be applying based on what's going on here, because I think tons and tons and tons of money can be made. Last bull run, if you got in when I got in, we were talking about stuff, made a lot of money in crypto gaming and metaverse. And I think those areas are going to have the best returns. And so I want to recap the strategy because a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people haven't watched my microcap trading video. You should go watch that. I feel it's decent. It's my most passable content ever. If you're looking for some of my content that rates slightly above mediocre instead of the usual terrible whatever the hell we do on this channel, that's the one you should show your mother and be like, this guy isn't a total piece of shit. So look, I really want to recap how we're going to be trading these coins here because it's not like other influencers talk about. It's not how other people look at the market. And frankly, it's a little bit, it's just degenerate as hell. We're either going to lose a bit of money or we're going to make tons and tons of it. And it has a lot of potential here. And I must recap one thing. This is not financial advice. I'm a guy with shades on in a dark room, screaming profanity and talking about strangers' dicks on the internet. This is where you get your financial advice from your goof troop. What I really suggest in these videos, outside of the typical disclaimer, is look at my thought processes in these videos and then use your own thinking to buy coins. If you're here not to use your own thinking and blindly buy things and FOMO in the random things I talk about, please don't tag me on Twitter when you lose all your money. I don't care. All right, just being straight up with you. I'm not your uncle. I'm not your family. Be a responsible adult and don't put your rent money into it. Okay, it's a shame I have to repeat this, but some of you guys are idiots. So for those that are, there's your warning. You're going to lose all your money. Don't listen to a word I say. So, basic recap of how I try to trade the market. You can see this big pump up right here. Last mini bull run that happened right here. So, if you look at this date right here, about 7/18, and we go look at, for example, a gaming coin, which is what I like to trade in. I have a full video on why I trade gaming coins and whatnot. It's going to get the highest returns if we return the bull run. If we look at those dates right there, when these things started pumping, it's shortly after Bitcoin makes its moves. You can see when Bitcoin made its initial move, this went up about 20% because people were calling BS on it, the BS on the Bitcoin move, just like they're doing right now, which it very well could be. I must stress, everything in this video is a hypothetical. This could very much be a scam pump, and I'll talk about why I trade this way here in a second. But you gotta understand this, because if you're gonna make a lot of money here, this is how it's gonna be done. So you can see there's a little bit of a 20% pump right here, but the main pump was right here. And the main pump didn't start till about right here. And these pumps on these type of coins, yeah, there's a little bit that comes in when Bitcoin makes its move, but its big pumps and its big moves come after Bitcoin's really confirmed its run. So we have time to go in, now that Bitcoin's pumped up and it's doing what it did last time, to go and grab these coins before this move right here. This opportunity right here is already passed. There is still so much ham left on the table for us to play with. So first and foremost, we're not trying to trade Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is a garbage coin, it has terrible returns. I would never buy it with a 10-foot pole, but it does lead the market and you can use it to gauge other coins. So we're about this point right now where we see this big run up. This is somewhat similar to this, okay? And then we're seeing this run down right now, down to about 45,000. That was to be expected. Whenever coins do this, when they start their run ups like this, well, this went from 41,000 all the way back down to 38 and then started its run up again, then went down again. This is very usual in crypto. What we're trying to do is get in right here before these gaming coins do their 10, 15, 20x's, some of them back to their all-time highs. For example, if we're looking at, and I just use Cetify because it's a good example of the overall demand for the gaming crypto market. I'm not saying buy Cetify right now. Full transparency, I'm an advisor over there, but I'm using it as an example. You can see most gaming crypto coins have at least a 3 to 5x back to their all-time high. If we get a Bitcoin run to 100, 150K here, which is on the table, we will see these go well past their all-time highs, giving us much, much better returns than the rest of the market, especially when we go into a metaverse boom. So I want to talk about some rules of engagement here before I go and give you coins that I'm looking at and the strategies I'm using to look at these coins, which is far more important than the actual coin picks. Because a lot of people try to trade this, and what I'm going to talk about here, like, I don't know what's the general accepted view on YouTube, which is hodl and diamond hand, which is basically, I'm too much of a pussy to make decisions kind of guy. Please F my girlfriend. That's not what we're doing here. We don't hodl here. We're not cult members. We're trying to actually make money here. We're not Cardano holders. Okay, and as much as it sucks to be them right now, we don't want to end up with our wife's ex-boyfriend living in the house and eating all of our ham and letting us only use the Wi-Fi between 6 and 8 o'clock. We got stuff to do after 8 o'clock. And frankly, we don't want to end up in the position that Cardano holders are in right now. We got to recap this because it's the last possible thing we want to do, and we got to talk about responsible investing. You know, about a year ago, I told everybody to sell right here, and all the Cardano holders made fun of me and said it's going to $10 and stuff. It obviously didn't. And this has put them in a really bad situation because it got all the way down here. All right. And as soon as we got a little bump, all the Cardano holders started getting really cocky. You saw Will Smith, he's slapping people. You know, he's slapping people for making fun of his lifestyle choices. And all the Cardano holders suddenly started trying to be big men and offering to pay the Netflix bill in the house. All right. They can't pay the other bills, but they said, you know what, honey? I got the money now. The pump is coming. I'm going to pay the Netflix bill. And now they're shaking in their britches. Wondering what's going to happen because we're going back down and wife's expecting that $12 in and they're not sure they can make it. So we don't want to be in that situation, guys. And at the end of this video, I am making a new website to help out these people. It's called Go Cuck Me. And the goal is to help Cardano holders make their Netflix bills because they are very expensive for Cardano holders. So they don't have to ask their wife's ex-boyfriend again to cover the Netflix bill. That would be horrifying. We've got to feel for these people. We don't want to be in this position, but we do want to give our thoughts and prayers to people like that. So going back to this strategy right now, what are we trying to do? So look, let's go over a coin that we made a lot of money in last bull run, all right? And so all the coins I'm talking about here, they're probably going to do this. And so I'm going to recap my microcap trading video for you real quick. I really suggest you watch that and put a tiny bit of research in before you invest your life savings and try to trade with no experience. Maybe just take 2 lessons of time. But if you don't want to do that, I'm going to do that for you, and I'm just going to prep you to lose all your money right now. But So what we're trying to do right now is we're not trying to hodl these things to the moon. We have to realize we're trading hype and speculation and catching trends. We're not trading products. We're not even trading good products. There are bad, terrible products that will do amazingly well if we return the bull run. There are amazing products that will do badly. Honestly, the worst thing you can do in crypto right now is deliver your product. You want to keep promising people more and more and more and more and never really deliver anything, because that's what people like to invest in. That's what works in crypto. If you look at any working product right now, they're not really doing too much. If you look at any product promising the moon or some weird crap in the future, they're doing amazingly well. Now look, I love crypto. I love the technology. I work in crypto gaming. I want to build so many cool things, and I believe it will take over the world. But we're not building anything productive right now. We're trying to make money as fast as possible. So please don't be offended when I talk about this purely from a money-making perspective. We're not trying to start an orphanage here. We're trying to make as much money while things are going up and then run for the hills. That is the objective. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get into these coins after the Bitcoin comps and catch one of these. And while we're going up, I have to stress this. I saw so many people last time, even though I told you to take profits the entire time up, is you have to realize you're never going to be able to call any of these tops right here. So for example, when we got in the Altura down here, I took profits right here, I took profits right here, I took profits right here, and I took profits at the top, and I took a little bit of profits after. 90% of my coins I exited about right here, which is fine because we're getting in right here. All right, and so this is just a metaphor. I'm not talking about this specific coin. Okay, you have to be ready to sell early based on what I'm about to talk about here. And I want to tell you this because so many people are like, what happened to all your picks? Well, when I told you to sell at the top of the sandbox boom, you didn't sell and you hodled and you did exactly the opposite of what I'm talking about right here. Any coin I pick in this video is, and if we return to bull run, is likely to do 3, 5, 10 X's if we return back to bull run, in my opinion. It's not guaranteed. You're going to lose all your money. Don't listen to me. And they're probably going to come right back down when we see a bear market. This is not hodl. This is not passive investing. This is grab your dick, tell your friends and family you're making a terrible decision, and put all your money in red investing. Okay, so before we get into that, before you tag me on Twitter saying, why are microcaps behaving like microcaps, Alex? This is the strategy, okay? Get in, trade where the hype is going to be, which I think is going to be gaming and metaverse. That's where the most hype is going to be in this. That's where the most returns are left to be had if we return to all-time highs. And we're going to take profits constantly. I don't care if we get out the top. I don't care if we miss the top. We're going to take profits and survive. That's what we're doing here. Don't be a idiot. That is your pep talk. So that being said here, where are we going to make the funny money at right now in the market? So look at this market cap right here of all of crypto game. It's $31 billion. All right, the market, it's not even 1/10 the market cap of Ethereum, the entire thing. This will probably be, in my opinion, at least above a $1 trillion market cap in the not so distant future. I don't think it's going to happen this bull run, but I think this could be a $500 billion market cap when all the hype comes in. Okay? And so I think we get to see the biggest gains coming in from right here. And back to the strategy of what we're trying to do. Okay? So we might call this entrance right here. I'm really looking at the 45K area right here to start getting in. That's where I'm looking to start playing the game again. But what I need you to understand before we get into this is we're not trying to call the perfect entry every single time. We are trying to make trades where the profit we can make is incredible and the risk or losses we can make is bearable. So let's say we have $1,000. All right, we put it in right here. And let's say the market does absolutely nothing. Our $1,000 will probably go back down to being like worth $500. We'll take a 50% loss. But if we do call the entry right on another bull run, what will happen, if we can sit through some dips and stuff that's happening right now, is we could see a 20, 30, 40x on some of these coins I'm talking about. So we're trading the chance or the odds that we could lose 50% of our money, $500, for the odds we could make $30,000, $40,000 on these trades. You have to get that. So if we miss this entry right now, that's part of the game. This is not investment or safe financial advice. This is a very, very good gamble. It's like being able to go to Vegas and put money on red 16, and instead of having 1 in 36 odds, you have 1 in 3 odds. That's what we're doing here. If you're not willing to gamble, if you're going to throw a tantrum if this goes the opposite way, which it very much can, sir, you stop. This channel is not for you. So let's get into what we're going to do. So if we're looking at safe coins right now, I wouldn't put any money in any top 50 coins right now. Here is why. We could be, if you look at the .com boom, okay, on the end of the dot-com boom, there were multiple times where the market pumped 30 to even 40%. It was not the restart of it. We could be seeing that right now. We just pump like 20 something percent, 15%. I'm not exactly sure, but we saw a really good pump. And people think it might be a bull market return. It might not be. Okay? And so the last thing I want to do is put my money in top 50 cryptos. Why? Because you have to put a lot of money in top 50 cryptos to see a good return. So for example, Bitcoin goes to 100K. We put $100,000, like our entire half our bank account, whatever. Just take half your bank account right now, put it in Bitcoin. In order to just double our net worth, we're going to have to put half our bank account in Bitcoin. That's a big risk if this is a scam pump right now that's going to reverse. Okay, if this is not the bottom, Bitcoin could go to $10,000, no problem. Okay, the Tether FUD comes true. Some ban happens, it could happen. And so you could lose half of your bank account. That's not good. Same thing with all these coins. A lot of these coins right here at their peak ROI, if we have a mega bull run, are probably going to about 5x. But you have to keep a ton of money in them. The thing about these tiny coins is you don't have to keep a ton of money in them, okay? Say you wanted to make $50,000, $40,000 profit, you'd have to put $10,000 in Solana. Say you want to do something similar to that, you could pick a few of these coins and try that with $1,000. We lose 50% of $1,000, fine. We lose 50% of $10,000, try and make $50,000, not fine. That's my opinion right now. Am I saying these micro caps are better than these coins? I don't know. I'm not making a video having explained my ideas to people that invest in Cardano and can't hold two concepts in their head at once, but that's what I'm thinking. Hopefully you can grasp that. So there's a lot of coins in the top 50 that I like, but it's just not time. I'm not playing in these. I want to make huge explosive ROIs while putting in as little money as possible. And if the market reverses, take that little money out. That's what I'm trying to do right here. So if I was going to pick any coins on here, it's very simple. We talked about Luna for the longest time. I think Luna's really, it's got its nut. And so where I would be looking right now is, again, I'd be looking at Polygon because rollups are going to be huge. The cross-chain stuff isn't working with the whole Ronin hack that just happened. It's just not working. Okay, so I'd be looking at Polygon, and really, just with the current market conditions, I mean, yeah, I'd look at AVAX because I think that could do well. I really don't see anything I would be really excited to hit, and like I've had in the past, because we're not in a confirmed bull run up yet. We're just not. And so all this can come toppling down, and so I'm not interested in putting large sums of money into anything until we're at maybe a $54,000 Bitcoin. You know, and it looks like it could reverse around 50,000. So I would almost wait until a Bitcoin all-time high to start playing in these top 50. Where the money is going to be made is going to be in mid caps and micro caps. So what do I mean by good mid caps? So before I get into these coins, let's get two real straight. I'm not going to dump on you after this video if a few people buy into these things. But if this thing pumps 2 weeks from now, a month from now, the market returns to it, I will sell my coins and I will dump all over your face. All right, so understand one thing. Alex sells his bags when the market conditions look good. I don't care if you are invested in it or not. So don't FOMO into these things. Do your own research and use my thought processes instead of just copying my trades like the chimpanzees and baboons that watch this channel sometimes. First suggestion right there. 2, I'm an advisor and I invest in a lot of these, like I just stated. I invest in things I like and believe in, and I talk about things I like and believe in, so they tend to sync up on this channel. If that makes you upset, mad, don't buy these. Don't listen to this channel. Go watch some other channel. There's plenty of channels that will tell you Moon Boy predictions and tell you to FOMO this coin, and they love you and you're part of their family and they'll never sell on you, and then they do. So I'm just being honest here. So that's the stance on it. Let's talk about these coins. So what are some good mid-cap examples? Now, people are going to roll their eyes at me when I talk about this one, but it is a really good example of what I'm looking for in a mid-cap. So we talked about Mover a lot last year. All right, it went up, did really well, was up here, and then I rode this thing all back down to break even. I got in, I think, around like 150 bucks. I got out at like 180 bucks. All right, so I made $0 off of this Mover trend right here. Good trading. This is why we take profits aggressively when we're in profits. That's what we do. So why do I like Mover? I want to state one thing with all my coin tips. I am looking for hype and FOMO and market stories. I am not looking for technology. I am not looking for something that's going to change the world. I don't care. I'm looking for where people are going to be degenerates, and the stories that they're going to follow, because everything in crypto is a story. Nothing generates revenue. These are not Amazons that pay dividends. None of this generates revenue. It's just people saying this thing's going to be great and other people getting into it. So when I talk about coins, I talk about the stories and the narratives I think are going to happen. Mover has great technology. I think everything behind it is really cool, but I also think the narrative is that it's Ethereum 2.0. Okay, so the narrative behind Moonriver, in my opinion, is strong. And the reason why I'm talking about it is regardless of that, regardless if you like Moonriver or not, it is very far from its all-time high, and there's still a lot of believers and people that are very interested in Moonriver. There is no reason why it can't go from $70 right now back to its all-time high, and it has a very big mid-cap range right here. The reason, if you're a little bit more risk-adverse to invest in coins like this, not Moonriver, coins like this, in this range right here, is because if these dump, they're probably only going to dump 50%. They can dump a lot more than that, but you're going to have time to get out. All right, the little micro caps, you might not have time to get out. So if you're a little bit more risk adverse, let's focus on some mid caps. Moonriver's just one. I think if we return to 1/3 of our all-time high, we've made some really quick gains, and I think Moonriver can easily do that. Remark. All right, this is kind of a metaverse play on DOT. High was $60, $51. I can't see. Again, we have a lot of room to return to our all-time high right here. And what I'm looking at in these coins and these mid caps is where was their all-time high? Because if the bull run is confirmed, again, it's not confirmed yet. This is not safe. Hey, I read some TA, okay? Because we all know the TA channels are always, the TA readers on YouTube, they've been, all you had to do is just do TA. If we just did TA, we'd be already rich by now, but we didn't listen to TA people. So excuse me, I'm just basing this off of my instincts and looking at the world conditions. But if we return to bull run right now, and the reason why I think we'll return to bull run, in my opinion, is the macro for crypto has never been better. Okay, I didn't talk about this earlier in the video, but mass adoption is here. Like crypto is being used by every corporation, banks, everybody's piling onto it, and the market's also on fire. And I think they're not really doing anything about inflation because I think they want to kick this coin can down the road to the Republicans when they win the midterms. I'm not getting political. That's just probably what's going to happen. Calm the f down. They're probably going to kick that can down the midterms so they can drop that bomb on them, so they have to start putting in rates. So I think the market is going to run big time between now and the end of this year, and then we're going to see a cataclysmic Great Depression. That's what I think. That's my hunch on how the world is behaving right now. And the macro for crypto is amazingly good. That's why I think we'll return to bull run. That's my hypothesis. So what I'm looking at is, like, if we return back to bull run, where were the all-time highs of these coins? Where are they at right now? They will go higher than this all-time high if we return to bull run. So we could see Mover go to, I don't know, $80, $90. That is a juicy return on a coin that has acceptable downside. Acceptable. We could lose 50% of our money, but we could make a clean 7, 8x on our money as well. That's good. See, at the market conditions right here, the risk to reward was terrible. See, at $40, $50, it's very unlikely we're going to see Mover 2x in this time. It's at least less likely than it is right here. So we're betting a lot of money for maybe only a 2 to 3x. We could lose 50%, 60% of it, 90% of it in exchange for maybe a 2 to 3x. That's not good. Hopefully you're seeing that those numbers are different. Sometimes in crypto, math is not a factor in people's decisions. It is for mine. If you want to sit there and thumb your butt with nonsense, that's cool too. I know that's fun. And sometimes, you know, Cardano holders haven't gotten a lot of action lately. And if that's what's the only way you can have some fun in this world, by all means, I'm not going to doubt you. Just wash your damn hands before you hug your kids. So what are some other coins I'd be looking at? So I'm looking at mostly gaming coins. Why? I talked about this in my microcap video. The best way to make good returns in crypto, or at least make good decisions, is to focus on one niche, because it's impossible to know every niche in crypto. You can't. I don't know what the layer 2s and layer 1s are doing. I just don't. I don't care. I don't know what the insurance things are doing. I don't know what the exchanges are doing, the swaps. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. Why? Because I'm an average human being, and there's no way I can wrap my brain around 50 different niches in crypto and make accurate decisions on them. But I can look at one niche. I can and just watch one niche while eating my glue and pretty much understand that niche pretty well and everything that comes in and out of it, because I'm only watching one thing. It's like we're at a mall, there's 500 doors, and instead of trying to track every person who's watching one door, I'm just a security guard watching one door. Everybody else can come in, steal things, but nobody's stealing anything through that door. That's what we're doing here. So why do I do this in gaming crypto? Because these are at super low lows compared to their highs. All right, so they're in the dumpster. They're very low. They have not started their main moves yet. And if we're going to see the highest returns, it's probably going to be these, because the narrative and where the hype is and where the illogical nonsense behavior is, it's gaming and metaverse. And the market cap is exceptionally low for the entire market of this. And I also believe it's a future at the same time. I don't think it's a future right now. I think it's great to trade right now. Okay. If you want to take gaming crypto seriously, you want to trade the future, you want to build stuff, focus on building or making your own company. Maybe come join Neo Tokyo, because all we've been doing the entire bear market is just finding good games and building projects together and investing in all those things, so that now when this market turns right around, we're in the exact right spot. And just fair warning, if you're not interested in building and you're not really interested in gaming, please stay away from Neo Tokyo. This is not some alpha or coin calling pump and dump group. All right, this is not some place you're going to get rich. Place you're going to meet other people who are highly interested in building the future of the metaverse. It's not some place where I come and spread my butt cheeks and poo free money all over you. It's not going to happen. So that's you. Maybe that's your kink. There's plenty of other groups who will fulfill that for you. All right. All right. So what coins would I be getting into? I'm not going to touch Sandbox. I'm not going to touch Axie. I'm not going to touch ApeCoin. These, I don't see easy ROIs, and these are in the same position as the top 50 coins. The thing I would touch maybe is Gala. All right. So when we're looking at games, what I'm going to look for is studios, infrastructure, or really good games that have a lot of potential that are undervalued, or at least have potential to do an Axie or a Sandbox. So let's start from the top. I would be looking in the mid-cap range. I'd look at Gala Games. It's a studio. It has lots of things going for it. I think it has way more business being the number 1 or number 2 coin than any of these. Okay, maybe ApeCoin has a case to be number 1 if they pull off everything they're promising. I think ApeCoin's overhyped. Some people are going to want to stab me and throw crap at me, and that's the same behavior I saw of Cardano holders. So I'm not saying ApeCoin is Cardano. I'm saying I'm just not really interested in playing with it right now. If you believe ApeCoin's the future and all that stuff, cool. We can disagree. Relax. Put your shirt back on. So other thing I'd be looking at right now is Engine, because Engine is infrastructure. This is underrated, because the peak of any studio or any game, they have peaks. The peak of infrastructure is like Google is infrastructure things. Amazon AWS. That's what Engine Coin is. It could go so much higher than all these coins when everything is actually being used and there's actual logic in this market. So I think that's a good mid cap as well. It's not really a mid cap. Gala and Engine are not mid caps. So these are all right. If we keep going down, Ultra, very good mid cap range. It's the Steam of crypto gaming. This could work really well. Vulcan Forge, I think, is going to do really, really, really well. It's another good mid cap, and the reason for this is because right here they got hacked. They were on top of the moon, and will the bear market hit? They also got hacked, and then everything went to hell. This is the same company, the same people, the same procedures that were up here. I think it can easily do a 3-4x from here if we keep going up. Again, bull market has to be confirmed. So I think Vulcan Forge is going to do great. I think it's a really good gaming mid cap. I'm also advisor at Vulcan Forged. A lot of these, again, I have to stress. I don't want people ever saying, well, oh, you didn't tell me. Yeah, I did. Shut up. All right. So look, we keep going down. I think UFO has a ton of hype around it. I think it's a great company with doing a lot of cool games. People love this thing. Again, I think it has the right narrative to go right back up to where it was before. All right. It's still doing the same stuff it was right here, except people, they took profits. They took profits, and we're going to see probably these coins do the same thing again if we go into another bull market. Again, have to stress that. And I'm sorry I'm having to repeat myself in this channel a whole lot, but there's some people that are writing down notes right now of purple crowns, picking their nose and eating glue, and want to take every word I say as, hey, sir, your bank account, put it all on the Thetan Arena right now, and if it goes wrong, it's definitely not your fault. I have to repeat myself for those people. I do apologize. I don't like it either. Thetan Arena. All right. I lost so much money in Thetan Arena. It's hard to talk about it because I brought it up here. This is my worst trade of all last year. That being said, there's a ton of people playing it. I think they could adjust their tokenomics. There's no reason why it can't just pump right back up to here, or at least halfway. All right. If we go to like 1/3 of where it was, we're going to be doing really good. So I think that's another good place to be looking at. Mines of Dar Larnia. I'm a big investor in this one. It never really got its peak, and so we haven't really seen what this guy can do yet. And has a ton of active gamers, a lot of hype around it, and I think the story and where it is in the market, it's in a good place to be carried to a $500 billion market cap if the market goes nuts. Cetify is a good old tried and true one. The reason why I think Cetify will just pump back to $20 is because if the gaming narrative comes back, people want to invest in gaming IDOs and gaming studios. Cetify is the front runner to all these things. The end. So it's just an overall gauge of how in demand the gaming market is. So you can see it kind of represents the entire gaming market from my book. So it's just a good old, if you believe in crypto gaming, you want a good boring investment, you think crypto gaming is coming back. Well, if crypto gaming comes back, people are going to want to FOMO in the IDOs and ICOs all over again, and it's just going to return right back up to here. Cap that I'm just not seeing right here would again be Super. Why Super? I talk to Elliot every single day. It's already pumped up a ton because of the Imposters launch. Why? I know what Elliot's building over there, and I'm not going to announce all the things he's building. I'm not trying to get you invested in hype in this. I'm just saying I think it's a really good microcap. I'm a massive investor in Superfarm because I have faith in my friend. I have faith in things he's building, and he knows what he's doing, has a very large team, and it just fits all the boxes. And instead of me just investing from the outside and guessing on these things, I can look behind the curtain. Now, let's get down to the dirty stuff. Okay, let's get down to the stanky stank. D-Race right here, another kind of mid cap. Why would I invest in this? Because it's like the only, they actually delivered on, this is why you don't invest based on product delivery in crypto. You invest based on hype and FOMO. It's not fun. It's not really that, it's skeezy, but that's how you make money here. D-Race was at its highest point ever before it delivered its product. Then it's delivered its product and it's doing everything it promised. And people are like, oh, well, there's no, it's a buy the rumor, sell the news. It's to buy the talk about the drop and then actually sell the drop. That's what people do. It's the same thing that happened to Cardano in a serious straight-faced note. That being said, it actually does something. It's really cool, and I like D-Race a whole lot. And the product works, the NFTs work, everything looks great. If the market returns, people are going to come back to D-Race. We're going to see it go back to $4 or $5. Because people love to gamble. It's a great place to gamble and get all the things in, and it has land, it has all the stadiums, it has the horse entities, it has the trifecta of everything I'm looking for in a video game. Chain Gardens, easy one. They have the same situation as Cetify, except it's always gotten a little less attention. That will come right back. Citus Heroes, I think, is going to move bigly and is super duper undervalued right now because they got the graphics, the gameplay, everything. It's like the same as Star Atlas, which is super high market cap for where we are right now, except it's a little bit under the radar. I think this one will move when we get going. Again, guys, I must stress and repeat myself again, do not buy into these things and FOMO into these things. One of the reasons I list so many coins in these videos is so there can't be pumps in these videos. But again, I want you to look at how I'm looking at these things, not just FOMO into them. Like, so please use common sense here. I don't suggest you buy anything of these things, especially right after this video. I suggest you look at these and go and look at all these coins. Look at all these coins. Go through them and say, okay, what things lines up with, if you like my thought process, what things line up with my thought process, then do that. Also, Veracity is just awesome. Twitch, everything, streaming, it's a mess. Veracity can take that. Veracity could be a multi-billion-dollar market cap. There's never not a reason when the market's down not to not invest in VRA, in my opinion. Now, here's where it gets fun, because so many projects that were at really high levels are in the dumpster of dumpsters right now. Definia, great game, at a $2 million market cap. That's ridiculous. It's a full game. They're launching on this stuff. That's ridiculous. We could see this go to a $50 million market cap, no problem. That's not a high market cap in a bull run. Something like Meta Gods. And I'm just naming a few of these. For example, Meta Gods is at a $4 million market cap right now. Now, the thing you also need to be aware of about all these things right here is they have diluted market caps. This means investors' coins are going to start getting released, and these will keep getting hammered down. You need to be aware before you invest in anything. I'm not going to go over the dates. Before you invest in anything, look at when the token release schedules are, because these prices will get smacked when these get released. If you don't understand what a diluted market cap is, maybe you shouldn't be investing in microcaps. You ever think, if you don't know the most basic thing about a microcap diluted release schedule, maybe you should, like, I don't know, just not invest in crypto, like not take your kid's college fund, put it in there? Maybe. All right, so anyways, Meta Gods, one I really like. And what I want you to do, if you're interested in these dirty coins, as we get back into YouTube, I don't want to give a big list of dirty coins right now because it's dangerous in this current market. I'm going to make you dig for it. In my last video, I mentioned tons of small coins I like. And also, I really want you to go watch my microcap video right now that is on the channel, because that breaks down my entire methodology and strategy behind investing in microcaps that allows me to cover my butt while making maximum gains, and then also take the profits at the right time. A lot of people don't understand those three things, and they try and do what I do, and then guess what? They get burned and then they're confused. I don't want you to be like that. So I'm not going to come back right now when the market's in kind of a dangerous spot and mention a ton of tiny coins. What I'm going to do is say, go look at my other videos. My last video, same exact calls I would make right now, and go watch my microcap trading video. And that being said, guys, this has been a long video. It's been a long, been talking too much. So I'm going to wrap it up. If you want to see coins that I'm investing in, see stuff that I'm looking at as it comes in, see faster updates, follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker, because that's by far the best place you're going to get all that at. If you're really interested in crypto gaming, metaverse, talking about that, finding new investments, and building and actually doing healthy things in the metaverse, maybe check out Neo Tokyo. I'm not going to link you. You're going to have to find it. Number 3, I'm probably going to be releasing about 2 videos a week going forward. They're going to be a little bit less focused on trading altcoins because the market's very inconsistent right now. I really think we're going back into a bull run, but if not, I want to have other things to talk about other than trading smaller coins and mid caps. And there's a lot to talk about when it comes to crypto business, which is really 85% of my focus. So that being said, guys, I don't have anything else to say. Do you? No? Okay, bye.